Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of September 12th. As always, we'll start with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Tyrannical, Entangling, and Bursting. Again, that's Tyrannical, Entangling, and Bursting. This is the first week in a while where there's some potential for people to really maybe try to push keys and maybe give some motivation to log on and do keys, because Entangling, of course, is one of the new affixes, but it's also one of the easiest affixes, kind of like Volcanic. And Bursting, while that can be rough for giant pulls, if you're pushing keys, you probably have a Shadow Priest in your group anyways, for Best to Spell. And if not, there's other ways around it. And it is, tyrannical instead of fortified, so there's no like fortified bursting extra. The ads aren't doing extra damage on top of bursting on top of you, at least. So there is some solace there. So this is the first good week we've had in a while. I'm not saying it's a great week, but it's a pretty good week. And we haven't had one of those in 2 or 3 weeks now, like a solid week. So I imagine people who are still enjoying playing Mythic Plus this season will probably have a good time this week, as far as ease of completing their keys, at least. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in the game. This week, we do not have a ton of extra things going on this week. And coming up on Brewfest next week, there's going to be a lot more to do because Brewfest, got some revamp going on there. But what we do have is we have some PvP events. Again, I don't really care much about those. PvP is not doing well. I think I'll address it again at some point. I've tried to address it multiple times, but I'm not a PvP channel, frankly, and I think it falls on deaf ears mostly. The Secret of Azeroth event is going to continue for 3 more days into this week. This has been a great event. I've had so much fun with it. Frankly, I'm extremely tired because I've been basically losing sleep to do videos on this event, and it's been really crazy though, and it's been really, really fun. So I'm not complaining at all because it's just been so fun and such a great thing. I hope it gets more people into doing the secrets of World of Warcraft because there's so many of them and only a small percentage of the player base actually takes part in these really, really cool secrets. And it's very unique to World of Warcraft how involved some of them are. This event is not very involved comparatively. They take 10, 15 minutes, whatever. But there are some real secrets in the game that took, in some cases, months to figure out. And so hopefully it gets more people involved in the community because I think that's great. Other than that, last week we had some big news, and it was all kinds of 10.2 announcements. So last week we had 10.2 announcements for, we did not get the date, although I'm still guessing November 14th, if you'd like a guess. We did not get a date, but we got to see a little bit of what's going to be in the raid. The PTR launched last week. All kinds of good things. The zone is the Emerald Dream. It looks really, really cool. A lot of really, really cool things, actually. The outdoor set bonus sets, not tier sets, but just the outdoor sets look amazing. A lot of the tier sets look amazing. Some of them don't. But there's a lot of really hype stuff for 10.2. It looks like 10.2 has quite a lot in it. Of course, 10.1 did as well. I guess Derelict Caverns wasn't a huge hit. I think for obvious reasons, getting there's a little bit annoying. Whereas we're probably going to get to the Emerald Dream via a portal or something, having to fly through the caverns. I thought that was really cool, but it did get boring after a while. Maybe after a month or 2 months or something, we should have opened up a portal there. I think that might have got more people to go down there and participate. But I do think flying through the zone was cool, but I just think it loses its coolness over time is all. So I think the Emerald Dream has a lot of good things going for it. I think a lot of the artwork is really good. I think a lot of the customization is really good. We have a legendary axe, which of course as a paladin I'm really hyped for. And yeah, so lots of cool stuff there. Speaking of paladins, I've only gotten on the PTR a couple times now. I have gotten on again since I did make a rep video. I went over the trinkets, but the reality is there isn't much to test on the trinkets. There's only 4 trinkets to test right now on the PTR, and I did test them a little bit, but it just didn't feel worthy of making a video on because it just wasn't enough data, and I don't even know the talents. So I think what I'm going to be working on when I have time is to actually go through talents and try to see what kind of talents work best with the new tier set and stuff like that. The reality is it's probably going to be such minor differences that it'll be hard to test without simulations and stuff like that. So hopefully maybe that we can get an updated sim stuff, sim information, and can kind of test from that. But I will be making my best attempt. Obviously, if there's something obvious, that's something you can point out, like, oh wow, this talent is performing much better, then that's kind of like an obvious observation you could make. So I obviously when the Secrets of Azeroth event is over, I will be doing a lot more of that. The Secrets of Azeroth event is taking up a lot of my time, my free time. So when that's over, I expect to focus a lot more on the ret stuff. That being said, I appreciate all the new support, all the new subscribers from the Secrets of Azeroth event. My channel, I basically mostly do 3 things, and it's Ret Paladin, it's guides on how to do things that I find interesting in the game, basically, and then I do secret stuff. Now, there hasn't been big secrets in the game in a long time, and this isn't a big secret, but it's a secret event. And so you can, I like Waste of Time, Jennifer Pet. I have some really good guides for some of the bigger secrets in the game. Not all of them, because I did start doing them at kind of like a weird time, I guess. Or more recent time, I guess you might say, like in BFA, pretty much. So, yeah. So like I have from that point on, I have pretty much all the big secrets and videos and stuff like that. And I do that content, but normally there's not secrets to talk about, unfortunately, and secrets to do videos on. So I know it's like a little bit of a mixture of communities, high end ret players, maybe casual players who just want to do secrets, and people who just want to figure out how to solo a dungeon boss for a guide. But that's kind of what my channel does, and hopefully a lot of you stick around. Obviously, I do this video every week, This Week in WoW, just kind of trying to give information that, I find interesting or pertinent to the week of World of Warcraft, and I try to do this video, obviously, every single week. But yeah, that's kind of what my channel is about, mostly, and I hope most of you stick around, and I just appreciate all the support, all the kind comments, and everything like that. It's been really great, so definitely appreciative of that. Other than that, we once again did not quite get Mythic Sarkareth down. We had to cancel another raid night due to attendance. I've said that a few times, unfortunately, these past few weeks. But we did get like a 5% pull. Like this boss is very, very dead. Just a little bit of panic at the end. We actually had 2 pulls that probably should have been kills, where it was where like everybody was alive and then like everybody panicked and everybody died, kind of thing. So I imagine it's going to be dead this week. I'm not going to hold my breath at this point, because I thought it was going to be dead a week or 2 ago, and probably should have been. But probably we'll get the CE this week finally and get that done with, over with, and maybe even tonight have that done with. So that'll be very, very cool on my end. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I'm looking forward to the new raid and everything to come with that. As more information comes out on 10.2, we'll talk about that. As more information comes out on BlizzCon, we'll talk about that. And then eventually, as more information comes out on 11.0 with expected expansion information coming out at BlizzCon, we'll of course talk more about that as well. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Again, not a ton to do this week, but still tons to talk about, tons to look forward to with the 10.2 stuff. So we'll finish up Secrets of Azeroth. We'll head into Ret Paladin stuff, and look just overall in general looking at 10.2. So that's it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Other than that, everybody, have a good one.